if he's got a paddlefish permit on Mississippi from November the 15th to April the 15th, 12 nets is all he's allowed to use, regardless of what size. And then, correct?
12 nets, yeah.
12 nets is the total. And then after April 16th through November the 14th, he can fish the 3 to 5 inch or 3 to whatever inch, as many as he wants, unlimited. So
Use the bigger mesh nets outside the paddlefish season, though, right?
I'm ignorant to it, but are there periods of time that fishing for catfish and Asian carp and all are better than others? I mean, do they make runs? Well, is it the same as when the paddlefish are? I mean, what is your peak times for catfishing? And I'm just curious.
Through the winter months, and now is the best time to fish for Asian carp because they're moving slower. They don't jump as much, and the paddlefish on Mississippi River, the water temperatures got so low it's not feasible to fish and fight the leaves and trash that we have to deal with on Mississippi River. So I pull my paddlefish nets and catfish in buffalo the rest of the winter. It'd probably be the end, about middle of March where we start maybe catching another paddlefish. And maybe off and on you may catch one or two through the winter, and or it depends on the water flow.
I got a question. Is this an enforcement issue that we're worried about? I mean, I hate for this man that's making his living out there catching paddlefish and catfish. And I understand water temperature in the fish. If he tells me that I guess it's an enforcement issue is what you're thinking about. Because if this man's got a paddlefish net in the water, he only ought to have 12 nets out. I understand that. But if he doesn't have a paddlefish net in the water, why are we limiting him to those 12 nets?
Because of the occurrence of bycatch and the potential for them to abuse the regulation and use more than 12 nets for paddlefish and use those smaller mesh nets to catch paddlefish too. And there's no good way to enforce that way.
Any other discussion? Chairman, I guess we're ready to vote.
Motion.
Chairman Griggs, I guess the committee still met, and we do ask and had a motion to approve commercial fish changes proclamation 14-18 as amended.
Motion for the amendment. Do I have a second? Is there any discussion? All right, we're voting on the amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right, I have one nay. Let that show on the record. And now we will go and vote on proclamation 14-18 as amended. Can I get a motion for that? All right, do I have a second?
second.
All right, any discussion? All right, now we're voting on proclamation 14-18 as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right, passes. All right, if y'all don't mind, let's take a short break. We'll come back at about. Hold on.
Just 30 seconds here. I'm really concerned. I'm concerned about you. You know what? You haunt me when you say let a man work. That gets to me. And I know we have a job, and we're going to do it, and you do too. But my concern is we're just not talking enough. And don't you have an organization that of commercial fishermen that communicates, right? Am I right? The breakdown seems to be the communication part, because every time we have a commission meeting and something is voted on, you guys show up, and all I hear is that you weren't either talked to, communicated, or whatever. And I get that, but at the same time, we've got to figure out a way. We have got to figure out a way to communicate more so that this stuff doesn't happen. And your concerns, I hear, and we don't do what you do. So we don't want you to suffer, but we don't want our resources to suffer. And there has to be these kinds of situations, but there has to be a better way that we're dealing with this because I'm not comfortable, and as I know you are too, that we just don't want to hurt people, but we don't want to hurt the resources. But it's the communication part, because guys, you know more than we do about this stuff, and your suggestions and concerns, we need to hear more of it compared to showing up here and we hear 30 minutes of it and then we affect your life. That bothers me. So I beg all of us to find a way, whatever that is, and I think it's up to you guys, to get your people together to where you can beat on us with just a little bit more about what you're wanting and needing and stuff, because we will listen to you. But it is our job to finally vote and regulate and deal with what we're talking about. That's my comment. One other thing, and I'll shut up. Don, are these new microphones? Are these new they're new mics. Okay, so if they have gates, because it's driving me crazy, take the gates off. Thank you very much. Okay.
And I'll add to it too. You can go on the website. Each commissioner's contact information is on there. Our cell phones, our email addresses. We return our calls, and we're always listening. I know some of us only have a few months left, but hey, pound us till then. Let's take about a 15-minute break.